this is Don, the founder of Be Human, and I want to talk to you about 5 of the secret ways to increase your customer lifetime value for your e-commerce store. So, the first thing is at the end of the day, right? What you're trying to form with your customer is a real human connection and a real relationship between your customer and your brand, or even more powerfully, you as a person, as the face of the brand. And this all comes down to good psychology, right? If your customer feels like they have this connection and maybe you'll be wondering and expecting when their next order is. And when they make an order, they think that you're actually seeing that and maybe, having a thought about them. Or maybe when you send them their order, you're writing a handwritten note in there. All these small things build up and they, over time, increase the customer lifetime value. And this really comes down to the first step, the first secret to increase your customer lifetime value, which is subscriptionize your product base. You see the old model of running ads and getting customers and running ads and getting customers is getting more and more difficult as ads become more expensive, consumers become more and more saturated, and as a result, total effectiveness and ROI continues to drop around the board. And this goes for everyone. And so, what do you do with that? Well, you could go out and you can keep hunting and you're not sure what you're going to come back with, or instead you can farm. And so what farming means is you have this huge customer base. And if you've been in business for a couple of years, that could be 5, 10,000 people that you can actually go back to and keep engaging with them and develop real relationships with them. And if you can get a customer from your former customer base to re-engage and purchase a product, once every quarter, once every 2 months, right? Depending on what you're selling, that is going to be a much more sustainable and frankly profitable game than trying to go out and spend ad dollars and take that risk with the hunting. So the first thing is start farming, which means that you might have to alter your product base. So if you're selling notebooks, let's say, you might want to start a subscription program where you can sell one notebook every month and it just gets shipped to your client, right, every single month. And maybe there's little surprises and maybe there's, different bonuses and different goodies in there that you send, right? You want to make it exciting, but at the end of the day, you might need to alter or at least change the way you present your product base. Secret number 2 is to offer personalized upsells to your customers. So depending on what e-commerce platform, what tech stack you're using, be it Klaviyo or Shopify or WooCommerce, BigCommerce, most of these platforms these days have the ability for you to personalize your upsells. So if a customer buys, product A, right, maybe product B is a really, really good fit for them because maybe it's complementary with product A. And maybe you can incentivize that with some sort of time pressured discount. So, product, you can tell your customer that product, B was really well with product A, which they just bought, and you'd be happy to put it in the box for them, right? And you're going to make it 50% off. They just have to buy within the next 24 hours. So that's a way that you can personalize upsells. And again, this is really coming back to the fact that there's what feels to be human attention on the customer experience. They don't feel like they're just clicking through a site, buying something and going about their day like it just happened once and they're going to forget about it. You're trying to create a back and forth connection here. The third tip to increasing lifetime value comes with customer service. And this is an obvious one, but it's something that a lot of store owners don't pay attention to because there's no direct line to ROI when it comes to providing customer support. But especially when it comes to building a loyal customer base that comes back and has that relationship with you, right? It's really essential. I mean, just think of it in your own life. I mean, if you have a negative experience with a company after purchase, you feel like, all right, I gave someone my money, they took it, they were happy to take it, but when it comes to actually helping me through whatever problems I was facing with the product, they were nowhere to be found, or at least not in the way I expected, right? And there's a very, very low chance that I'm going to do business with someone who provided low customer support after the fact. So provide good customer support. There's really not much to say about this. It just comes down to making sure the resources and systems are in place to help people when they need it. The fourth and most important tip comes with building a brand and a community. And this may sound like some sort of fluffy thing, but actually it's something you can really practically execute on, and it doesn't take a lot. So think about it this way. Have you ever checked into a hotel or an Airbnb and you see that on the table, there's a handwritten note and maybe a bottle of wine or some sort of maybe some sweets, some chocolates, right? All those things, they don't cost much at all, right? Very, very little. In the case of a handwritten note, basically nothing, right? What does it cost you before a guest checks into your Airbnb to write, welcome to the Airbnb, you're going to love, let's say it's in Paris, you're going to love Paris. Like, I know you're from New York. It's much less chaotic here. Here are some neighborhoods I think you'd love, right? It doesn't take much, right? But it goes such a long way, and they will never forget that. Okay. And so there's a lot of little things you can do without the whole customer experience um, that reinforces this brand and community feel. Okay. And another really interesting thing to think about is how can I have my customers start to interact with each other? And this is what community is really all about, right? Community involves interactions from many different places at the same time, so it's not just you talking to customers, it's you talking to customers, customers talking to you, customers talking to other customers, right? And you start to develop this web, and that's what community is all about. So obviously every business is different, but start to think about different ways you can really show brand personality, show appreciation in what you're doing, and build that community feel so customers feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. Last but not least is reward your best customers. So if you have a customer who orders from you 10 times, right? And maybe they haven't ordered for the past 3 months, just send them a gift. You have their address, you know what they like. It doesn't take much to send them a gift, and just send it. Don't even tell them, just send it. And then maybe the day before it arrives, fire out an email that says, hey name, you've been such a loyal client to us for such a long time. And, I want to just say thank you for that. So, based on the fact that you've bought this, and this over the past couple months, I think you're going to love this thing. That is going to keep you top of mind. It's a very good chance within the next, let's say, 30 days after that, they're going to be thinking about you and probably coming back for more, as well as, of course, telling their friends about you. So if you think about it, from the first tip to the fifth one, right? This is all about communication. It's all about personalization at scale, right? And Be Human is an AI company that enables you to do just that. So, for example, you telling your customer, hey, you loved this product and you just bought it 5 times, you actually love this product as well. That sort of personalized upsell, which is tip number 2. That's something that you can use Be Human for, because you can create a personalized video where we're actually changing what you're saying with our AI. And that's firing out to recipients. So if there's someone named Lucy who bought from you 2 months ago, but you haven't heard back from, you can send her a personalized video and say, hey, Lucy, my name is Don from XYZ store. I hope that you're loving the XYZ product. I want to let you know we're coming out with some really interesting things. I want to hear your feedback. Do you have time for a quick conversation, right? Whatever you're trying to, the CTA is, we're actually changing what you're saying. So that goes to Lucy. And then from that one video you filmed, we can change it. So one goes to Michael, one goes to Henry, one goes to Maria, right? All of this is personalized and done completely automatically. And so you can really use it throughout the whole customer experience, from personalized upselling to telling people about updates for your product, building a brand or community. And you can sign up at behuman.ai. And if you email me, dawn@behuman.ai, we'll get you started with some free credits. Just mention that you watched this video. With that said, I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, we're always here to help. Thanks.